Yes, I am so excited for the conversation. I have been following your page. I have been following your work for a while. I really like appreciate everything that you do for the community. So I am definitely excited to have you on. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. I'll introduce myself. So for your community who may not know me, I'm Johnetta Moore. I'm a educator. I am also, I've stepped into this world of being an educator consultant, right? So I help school leaders and teachers. I help them combat chronic absenteeism, right? By empowering them with strategies and tools. Okay. So that's a little about me. I will definitely give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, and then we'll get into a little Q&A.
Okay. My name is Dionne Joyner-Weems. It's like a tribe called Quest. You got to say it all together. Um, and I say this on my podcast. I wear many hats, but they all sit on top of like the same mission: is to uplift, amplify, and empower. Truth tellers, change makers. I don't care if I meet you in the grocery store. It's to
Right.
take that story and to share it with the world. So, as the CEO, Chief Energy Officer of Audacity Group, which is a global brand marketing company, we work with social impact, like change makers who are on the ground, and help them tell their story in a bold. Our motto is until the lion learns to speak, every story will always glorify the hunter. Audacity Group is the voice of the lions.
Right.
Uh, Also with hashtag my be more, which has been a social. It's a it's a civic social movement that started in 2017, just with this idea of, we were just walking through the shadows of the storm with Freddie Gray and Black Lives Matter, and for Baltimore to continue to beg the world to tell the stories that we saw every day. We were done with that. It's like, look, with the rise of social media and the power of word of mouth, you tell your story. Use that
Right.
hashtag. Like, you can literally, we can take back the narrative. So hashtag might be more. Use that when you're talking about the things that you love and believe in this city. And then that's our way to combat what the world wants to dictate who we are. We get to show them who we are. So
Mhm.
that is that this social movement started there. I'm also the author of That Part, what some know but won't tell you about motherhood. I have
Mm.
three boys. My oldest is 14, just started high school. My twins will be 12 in another week. And
Oh
to have
wow.
three boys in 2 years in the height
Yeah.
of Black Lives Matter, while letting your audience know, for 16 years, I marketed the city of Baltimore at Visit Baltimore. So to be in executive leadership, hailing from Sandtown, Winchester,
Mhm.
responsible for telling our city's story in a
Mhm.
nation that was, that was uprising, in a nation that was uprising, was quite a time. And it was through journaling and me, I tell everyone, you have to hit your own form of rock bottom before you call out for God, before you realize that you can't do this yourself. And
Absolutely.
that was the book that I literally just put a barcode on my diary and put it out into the world. So that's a little bit of
Mm.
background on Dionne Joyner-Weems.
I love I absolutely love that. I truly do, and I heard you say journaling, and we'll come back to that.
Okay.
But and I guess what did draw me to you is the fact that you are a storyteller, right? Like you tell your story. It's definitely authentic. It's real. It's what it is, right?
It's what it is.
So, um. I guess my first question is how can storytelling help families and students feel more connected to schools in your experience?
Um, So I'm an 80s baby, like I said, out of Sandtown, Winchester. And during that, the 80s, 90s, do you remember like dramatic reading contests? Like
Mm-hmm.
it was like a really big deal. So Dionne was like a champion. Okay, my mommy got the trophies to prove it. I was racking them up. Um, you find that stories help you feel seen. Like I remember my mother read the book Mama by Terry McMillan. And this is like as soon
Mm-hmm.
as she had, written a book, and my mother and my grandmother and my aunt were like, soaking it up. And I was like, Mommy, I think I was about, how old was I? Maybe like 14, maybe so when that came. And my mother let me read the book. And as I'm flipping through the pages, I was like, wow, this is my family. Like that
Right.
aunt that's written there. Oh, that's my Aunt Wendy. Oh my gosh, that happened to my grandfather. And in a millisecond, I felt like this thing that I had been carrying on my shoulder, in my head, in my heart, in my body was solely mine. It's like what James Baldwin says, pain. It's pain that connects us. You
Mm-hmm.
walk out here believing that you're the only one, woe is me, that has experienced the great weight of this world, until you open up a book or you meet someone and recognize that's what we share.
Right.
It's, so storytelling, finding different ways to be able to see yourself outside of yourself with there being so much noise. It's the stories that carry us. I feel like it's the stories that ground us. It's the stories that connect us. It's the stories that we can reflect back on when we find ourselves facing, what the hero in that book was up against. I find myself there now. So I hold storytelling dear in that way, because it's a mirror and it
Right.
allows someone to feel seen and heard. And that's the first step in them talking. It's the first step in them finding the words to communicate, I feel this, or this was
Mm-hmm.
done. So I hope I'm not rambling. I can go.
No, look, I think I'm getting wrapped up in it. So let's talk about your role, like as a community partner, right? Because I think community partners play a huge role in um shaping, our students, right? Like helping them navigate through certain things, right? So what role do you play as a community partner in shaping like a narrative of belonging for young people?
Do you want one? I want to say first, thank you for offering me this space to speak, because in thinking about this conversation has really made me reflect
Hmm.
on who I am and what my role is. Like I don't hide the fact that I lost my father 7 months ago, and I walk
Hmm.
into rooms owning that, because he was a significant part of me. Like I stand in front of you as the daughter of Patricia Taylor Joyner and Levon Joyner. You know what I mean? So that's something
Hmm.
that I carry. Um, but it's made me reflect on who I am and what my legacy is going to be. So community partner, speaker, brand marketer, author, dynamo, all these words that get like thrown around like, well, Dionne, who are you? And community partners, just being given that title
Hmm.
has made me look at it differently, because a community partner is a bridge to me.
Right. Yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
way of taking, not talking about, I'll throw out an example. Aaron Maben, just to shout him out, that's just, my guy in Baltimore. And I send so many prayers of covering on him and his family with the work that he does and the time that he dedicates. But to know that y'all have met Aaron, like the way that Aaron moves and the way that he talks, it comes across differently than maybe your most boring teacher. Like when
Right.
Aaron tells you, like, yo man, let's go, it's
Hmm.
different than when Mr. Johnson says it,
Right.
fourth period physics, But what happens is that Mr. Johnson from fourth period physics is having a challenge with Dionne in his class, and he knows that Dionne, either goes to this, rec center in
Mm-hmm.
the evenings, or that I'm a track runner and I'm going to be here, or that I like dirt bikes and that I'm with B360, that I go to their program after school, that you know what, maybe Dr. Johnson's going to call up Brittany from B360 and say, yo, Dionne has been talking a lot. I was known for being talkative, and, she's at a risk for, so-and-so, or Dionne hasn't shown up for the last week and we have been, reaching out. Brittany, can you say something to her? Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
can you say something to a community partner? Is a bridge, is someone
Right.
that our students can see outside of the institution of school, and it's a mentor, it's an authority figure, it's a voice, it's someone to lean on that they could possibly bump into in a grocery store, which
Mm-hmm.
now makes it feel like a true community. I can touch you. It's not Jay-Z and not knocking people that have garnered success. It's just that we put them on such a pedestal when we've got stars walking the streets
Right.
of Baltimore. When I say I'm a fan of
Absolutely.
my friends, they are
Mm-hmm.
fucking like, I apologize for cursing in this youth, but I'm like, but it's like, no, like, do you understand who's fucking walking these streets? You've got your own Jay-Z's, Beyonce's,
Mm-hmm.
and I love Cardi B with everything, but you've got those. When I think about Erica Bridgeford with the Baltimore Peace Movement, it's like she's half Cardi B, half Yoda, half, Hila, half. We've got these personalities that can connect
Right.
instantly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something, that's gold, that's vibranium, that's our Wakanda, that's our purple sauce that
Mm-hmm.
we can lean into, we can dip our cup into right in our backyard. So
Right.
for the first time, and me thinking about talking to you, I'm like, wait a minute, Dionne, you're a community partner. So when
Absolutely.
you walk into a room as the CEO of this company, the author of this book, the founder of this, social enterprise, you're still speaking as Dionne from West Baltimore, who's also a mother. And if I see you acting a fool, I'm going to say something because I would say it to my son. But you see
Mm-hmm.
me in this suit, or you see me, so I'm like, oh, that's what it looks like. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to say thank you for the question and reflection.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because like I said, I see your work and I see what you do. So I definitely do see you as, a community partner, right? So from your perspective, what can families and community partners do together to prevent disengagement, right? Because we have a lot of our students who are, possibly showing up to school, because I try not to lean into the myth that our students don't go to school, because our students do go to school. Some of our students show up to school every day, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're engaged, right? So, like, what can families and, like, community partners try to do to kind of prevent some of that disengagement?
Um, First, I want to give a shout out, and I got a card right here. Miss Sherry West Barber, Baltimore
Oh
City Public
yes, I
Schools
love her. I love
Office of
her.
Student Conduct and Attendance. Um,
Yes.
so to help me make sure that I don't lose track to get back to your question, but I'm a storyteller because I got to put this together for
Yeah.
you. So the question that you were asking is how do we make that connection?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I've been thinking about this conversation, and I told you, like, this morning I woke up like, Heavenly Father, what am I going to say? Like, I'm not a teacher. Yes, I work in the community and I work with teachers, but what's my voice? And instead of the Lord answering my question, he gave me work to do. So my
Mhm.
14-year-old
Mhm.
son is on the roster for Mervo, and my son does not go to Mervo.
Okay.
And I've been receiving phone calls,
Yes.
robocalls,
Yes.
emails
Uh-huh.
telling me that my son is at risk
Right.
for, my son has not shown up for, and I'm clutching my pearls because
Mhm.
I'm like,
Mhm. That's the work
no.
that I do. Yes, that's
Okay,
the
well, let
work
me
that
tell
I
y'all, y'all
do.
some scary, y'all some scary Okay, y'all were stressing me the out. Okay, so I'm getting this information, and I'm like, but my son does not go here. So
Right.
I look at who the contact is. So I send an email. My name is Dionne Joyner-Weems. My son is not enrolled there. Could you please remove his name from the system? Thank you. No response, and I'm still getting hit with these emails. So like I told you, Dion's heart was focused on this interview. Like, what can I say? And then the Lord was like, Dionne, follow up. I need you to go down to North Avenue and talk to them. And I'm like, Lord, I'm tired. I don't feel like driving down to North Avenue. And he was like, Dionne, go. So I, drive down, and I explained to the beautiful woman at the front desk, hey, here to remove my son from the roster. He doesn't, go there, and I'm getting notices about him being absent, and I don't want it. And she tells me, where to go, right? And Miss Sherry comes out here, and with her laptop, and within two breaths, okay, my son's removed. And then we wind up talking, and we find all of these points of connection that her and I have. Then I come to find out the work that she does.
Yeah.
And she tells me, like on one Tuesday, on an average Tuesday for her, that she can be looking at cases from 50 to 100 court cases.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, you mean during a school year? She's like, a school year and a summer. And I'm like, but the story that's not told is, so for Dionne, like I said, I'm an 80s baby. There were so many stories passed from generation to generation about our school system that are negative. Like, they don't care about our kids. Oh, they don't know what they're doing downtown. We've all heard, like, no lie, like, you've all heard the story. If you ain't say it, you heard it. So don't even, if anybody is like trying to act brand new now. But to know how those stories make an impact. So what happens is we don't communicate, right? I don't trust you. So I'm not going to let you know that I had a death in my family. I'm not going to let you know that I've fallen behind in my bills and the lights are due. I'm not going to let you know that I've been having some challenges with my son, and it's not the fact he's not showing. I'm not going to communicate, period. So the first step I'm recognizing is communication, because here it is. I remember the conversations of, oh, your mama going to get locked up. But to know that people are not trying to come out here and lock
we're
up.
not.
If
No,
anything, once
absolutely
you've
not.
gotten to that point, that's not even about the, bang a gavel and send them off. It's just that we've been trying to communicate with you for months, and now we've finally been able to get you here to just listen to find out what's the problem.
Right.
What can we help you with?
Yeah.
You know what? Here's
What
a plan.
support do you need?
What support do you need?
Yeah.
And the challenge that I find is that when I'm trying to watch my tongue, it's saucy, but when shit hits the fan, we are so quick to talk about the negative, and you understand that the negative, the more scandalous, salacious, that moves faster than, oh, this woman went down to North Avenue with this challenge. The woman came out within 2 minutes, took care of it on her laptop, had a wonderful experience, and then she recognizes that Dionne Joyner-Weems is a community partner, and what can they do in elevating that story? And that's how those connections occur. That story does not benefit the people that have purposely put systems into place to keep us oppressed. Those stories don't break. Those are the stories that break the chains. Those are the stories that open eyes, right?
Yeah.
And so much more. When I'm thinking about, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna breathe. Let me breathe. I can hear my mother right now as she's watching. Like, Dionne, slow down, okay? But I'm like, mommy, I'm just excited. I'm just excited. It's the fact that in order for our school system, who's dealing with ABC challenges, to benefit from the community partners that exist, and y'all can't say that it doesn't work. You can't stand with one breath and applaud the decrease in crime, and the next breath not recognize the power of the grassroots, local efforts on the ground. The two are the overlap. So if it works there, it's the same system that works for the mayor's office of children and family success. They're doing work.
Mm-hmm.
They are out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They're,
Yeah.
but who's talking? Who's just as quick to bring that smoke? Who's just
Mm-hmm.
as quick to talk about? And that's the first step. One, communication, to be able to dismantle those stories that we've told ourselves that have kept us quiet and in shame,
Mm-hmm.
that we
Mm-hmm.
don't open our mouth, open our hand, because on the ground of Baltimore, we've already proven it, that the help is there. We have already proven
Yeah.
that the resources
Absolutely.
exist. We've already
Yeah.
proven this. So at
And
this
a lot
point,
of
getting them
times
out.
that's yeah, and a lot of times that's that's the barrier, communication, and trust, because I need to trust that the school is going to look out for my best interest. I'm going to trust that the school is going to look out for my child, and that's what I push a lot, through my messaging or whatever, like we have a lot of work to do to build trust with families. And it may not be our fault, but it's the system that we work in, and because we are in the system, we do have the power to make change,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So how do we, like, how do you think we go beyond that to like real partnership with families? Um, because there are a lot of people, who work in schools and who work in attendance, who are, trying to come up with, just those strategies, right? Like how can we further connect with families and communities?
Okay. And there's where I see where like the difference is. Like a program has a beginning and end date, right?
Right.
Partnerships,
Yeah.
partnerships are something that continue consistently
Mhm.
over time. So that means that it's different when a parent, and not only is it's still applauded to be able to get a parent to come out to a program. Like I said, I'm a small business owner, 3 children. Time is money, money is, so to be able to come out to these programs is, one, kudos to our parents being engaged. But
Mhm.
when decisions, like real decisions, are being made, to be able to be called and my voice be heard, that's
Mhm.
that's partnership. So when we're
Okay.
able to not just have the involvement of our parents in the programs, it's allowing us to be a part of the decisions that are being made, versus and understanding how, because and to also give credit, I do know, just because of my own work, the amount of community engagement that has been
Mhm.
extended from the Baltimore City Schools in getting, parents on board. But when I think about engagement, I think about, and she's going to be like, Dionne, shut up, but Ashley Esposito. So I am a fan of Ashley. She's the executive director of Baltimore Unity Hall, but
Mhm.
she starts and breathes as an advocate for our youth. And
Right.
her voice speaks for her by being a part of, of the school board, and making sure that, hey, like, did you know that there's a decision being made about civics, or how we teach civil, engagement. And in this day and age, we have to be careful. Like, now she speak when you're having parents involved in the work that most impacts their child, is empowering.
It
And
is.
now it doesn't make you feel like you're a recipient of something. You feel like you're a part of something.
Mm.
And that, I believe, is
Mhm.
our step from going from programs to true partnerships, by
Mhm.
allowing the next initiative that comes out of Baltimore City Schools have that lined with parents who can point
Yeah.
to the line item. And because think about how proud we are. I'll speak
Yeah.
for myself. There's nothing that makes me more proud to say, you know what, I advocated for line
Right.
A123 was Dionne Joyner-Weems, and I was, and now I'm talking about it in the grocery store. I'm talking about it when I'm
Yeah.
pregnant. I'm
I
talking
like
about it at
that
the
though.
barbershop.
I like that. I wrote down seat at the table,
Yeah.
right? Because it's not just like you said, it's nice and it's cute to invite you all up to, a chewing chat, or, you know,
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I know.
literacy night, but actually having like, because, parents are stakeholders, right? So actually having you like having a seat at the table as far as when decisions are being made,
Yep.
that would be that'll be very,
It's
very
skin in the game.
impactful. I
I'm gonna
love
shout
that.
out. I'm gonna
Yeah.
shout out Delali Jarasa,
Mhm.
CEO of Fearless, and a big
Mhm.
just social impact supporter. But things do change when skin is in the game. When you have,
Yeah.
and it's true, like Dionne, my children are the skin. Like I'm sitting in school, I got that. But when you're able, like when your blood is also associated with what's going to be taught to your son, what he's
Right.
like, what's going to be around your son, what he's going to be walking through, like that's skin in the game,
Yeah.
in a in
I
a, in a
love
different
that.
level.
Yeah. I love that. I think that's good.
Where are you from?
So I'm from Georgia
Oh,
originally.
so here's the deal. My grandparents, my father's side from Georgetown, South Carolina.
Okay.
And as you're talking, I just feel like I'm back on the porch. I'm like, she ain't from Baltimore. I gotta talk to my team. We gotta
No,
do a
I'm
better
not.
search.
I'm not from Baltimore. I've been in Baltimore. This is actually like our eighth year in Baltimore, but the accent still,
Ooh, I love
it
it.
still comes through. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna ask you one final question.
Yes, ma'am.
So like as a as a community partner, when you have an opportunity to partner with schools, right? What makes you most welcome, like from schools?
Can you repeat that one more time? You said it perfectly. I just want to hear it.
Yeah, I was saying, so as a community partner, right, as you go in and you work with schools or work with organizations, what makes you like most welcome and like makes you feel like, okay, yes, I would like to partner with this school for whatever reason.
That's interesting because I'm actively thinking about, and let me just give this shout out before, and Heavenly Father, please keep my track of mind flowing, to Dr. Bunley, Tracy Esap from the Mayor's Office of
Hmm.
African American Male Engagement. Again,
Hmm.
as I'm talking to you, I'm reminded of like there are teams of like 15 that are out here at night driving around talking,
Hmm.
actively talking to youth on this corner. Like, so the same people that are quick to knock what's not being done, you got to understand how it just kind of makes me, because I'm like, I hear it. I'm seeing the work being done. But back to your question, what makes you feel welcomed? I think it's for everyone. Everyone wants to be heard. So to actually see something that's being shared, implemented.
Hmm.
It's not to say that it has to be at its fullest, but at least to be able to let a parent know that the idea that was given was valued.
Hmm.
Maybe it can't go into phase 1, but you know what? This is something that we would like to continue to look at. That's what keeps people, at the table. We're not going to be able to do everything that
Right.
everyone wants, but can you at least show proof that you're listening? You
Hmm.
know, can you make your strategy about taking what you've heard and pieces of and giving credit to those parents that have taken that step. Like I've been thinking right now, like I said, I'm thinking legacy. I am connected with too many, like I said, I'm surrounded by rock stars. My blessing is that was my concern of doing this call, was the fact that I don't consider myself an expert.
Mm.
I have been blessed though to be in the company of experts, of lived experience. And as a storyteller, I take their story and I share it with others, and
Mhm.
we find connections that are solutions. Like, so I amplify. I'm an amplifier.
Mhm.
Um, and I think there's nothing more powerful than to at least show that you've heard something shared, and that though it may not be able to go into place fully, it has been it has been considered enough to show value. People just want their time valued. I want my presence
Right.
valued.
Mhm.
That's it. You don't
Yeah.
have to kick someone's ass or anything, but it's just you took the time out and the idea was heard. But don't keep coming to meetings where you're talking about the same thing that you were talking about the meeting a month ago. When all of these brainstorming ideas, all of these surveys that I filled out, all of these forms that where show that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I say it all the time, like, especially like with our students and our parents, like, everybody wants to feel seen, heard, and valued, you know. And as a school, I see it as, definitely a place of service, a place where we're serving students. If we didn't have students, there would be no purpose, right? So, we're serving students, we're serving parents, and largely we're serving the community. And I really like you know, one of my just beliefs is that, like, if you are not doing things in the school that serve the community, then what's the purpose? Because once the kids leave us, they have to go into their community, right? And so we should be reaching into the community to see how we can support.
And
Because
y'all
if
better
not,
hurry
what's
up
the
before they
purpose?
try to leave. And we need
Right.
to hurry up because right now, and I know that we need to wrap up, but again, I was in a reflective mode today,
Yeah,
and I
absolutely.
graduated from Western High School. So, and I remember um, going through ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th grade to go to Morgan State. Some people be like, "Oh, girl, that's like going to the 13th grade." I'm not going. And I'm like, what type of story now to fast for this national historic treasure that
Right.
Morgan State University is, it's HBCU. But to know that the stories that we tell ourselves, some of those have been created purposely to not
Hmm.
let you take advantage of the fact that you have a national jewel in your own
In your
backyard.
backyard, right? Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
just keep in mind that, Baltimore is Wakanda. We're sitting on, there's a reason. We're sitting on goal here, and
Hmm.
youth don't leave us. And if you're going to leave, bring something better back. That's
Right.
I'm done.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree. But I mean that goes, I tell people all the time, like, nobody's coming to save us. We have to save ourselves, right? And like you said, we have the ability, and we have the right people at the table in order to do that.
Yes,
So we'll wrap up, but tell me, what do you have coming up? What do you have in the works going into? I guess this is quarter four
woo.
that everybody keeps talking about. So what do you have going on in quarter four?
All right, quarter 4 things to look out for. If you haven't subscribed for hashtag My Be More Project, what's the 410? We have conversations with the people on the ground doing the work. Please subscribe. We're going to be, with the holidays coming up, we got some merch coming out.
Okay.
Everything is self-funded. Like um, this is a labor of love, but I know that I'm walking in purpose. But
Hmm.
quarter 4 is about, how do we can't wait for Superman. We are our superheroes. So merch is going
Right.
to be available, and asking people to please support. My audiobook is going to be coming out for that part, what some know but won't tell you about motherhood. Um, for anyone that's looking for brand consulting, we do brand boosts where you just get to sit with me and a team of um, other superheroes to brainstorm what's your story, what's your idea, because everyone has a story, everyone has an idea, and you've been telling yourself, I just can't do it. Well, guess what? You don't have to do it by yourself, and it's
Mm.
easy to be done here. And the last note It's going to slip my mind, but hold on, give me 5 seconds and it may come back to me.
Yeah.
All right, y'all send some positive, give prayers here. And this is going to be credit to you, Miss Moore. I've been thinking about the fact that I am connected with so many powerful people, like from rappers like Brian Dawkins from Baltimore with Love, Easy Jackson, Beats Not Bullets, rapper. Like we've got artists, we've got delegates and impact makers, and I'm like, you know what? I just want to find one school and make my Be More a platform for these storytellers to come through, to act as
Oh
a way to fill
yes,
in
that
that
would be
gap.
nice. I
So
love
I'm going.
that.
So y'all send some energy this way to get that program off it, because there's a reason for everything, and to the point that you just made, how do you bring community partners into these conversations? That's a
Hmm.
start right there, and
Yeah,
I
I
can
would love
take a phone
that.
call.
That
So
that's awesome. I like that. I definitely do like that.
thank you, ma'am. And I'm going to be
Yeah.
talking like you. And thank you so much, Miss Moore. I had such a good
And
time with
I
you.
know, and I'm so excited. I'm excited for this conversation. I have a few more powerhouse people that I'm going to be talking about in October, and then in November. Hopefully, prayerfully, we're gonna all come together, for just a good chat about like the state of our schools, because again, I really feel like all stakeholders, have something, very important to say, and these are all the people that we need at the table to make decisions about our schools. So, again, I appreciate you. I appreciate the time. I'll definitely be in contact with
Yeah.
you. And thank you so much. I
Thank
enjoyed our
you.
chat.
I did
Have a
too.
good night.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.